Hi everybody, it's me Johnny. Today I would like to do a review on the Bachmann Beau. This is a model that I never thought that they would do, but here we are with Beau in the Bachmann Thomas and Friends range. Even in the packaging, this model is very interesting to look at, specifically with the name board and the way they package this locomotive. On the name board here it says Beau with operating headlight without moving eyes. This is different compared to the other HO scale models in the range, which usually has moving eyes. Another interesting thing about this model is that it is packaged in this ice block type of packaging, which is really different compared to the rest of the HO scale models, which are usually packaged in a plastic tray. Other than that, there's not much else different with the packaging. Let's open it up and see what it's like. Okay, so here's Beau fresh out of the packaging. So first off, the face here is fine. I would have preferred a smile, a closed smile, other than an open mouth, but it still works for itself. The main problem I see here is that there is no buffers. Beau is known to have buffers in the Thomas & Friends Big World Big Adventures range. So with there being no buffers here, that kind of takes away from it. Also, there is a knuckle coupler here, which I don't really see the point of, specifically because the rest of the Thomas & Friends range are all hook and loops. So I don't understand why there needs to be a knuckle coupler here in the first place. The paint is pretty crisply made on the number plate and the nameplate on the side of the tender here. The wood load here is a little too bland in my liking. I would have preferred some more detailing there, but it is what it is. There are no buffers at the back here, just like on the front. Again, that's a little weird considering the fact that Beau is, again, known for having buffers on the model. But again, if Beau was real, he would not have buffers. But again, this is going accuracy to the actual show, so take what you will from that. There's wiring right here for the pickups to the engine and the tender. However, these wires are very flimsy and kind of fragile. This is very concerning considering the fact that this model is made for 8+. I don't know if I consider this an 8+ model considering how fragile the wiring right here is. The model does have traction tires, which is actually another interesting thing. That is the first Bachmann Thomas and Friends model I've ever seen that has traction tires. One thing that I also noticed is that they did not paint underneath the boiler here. It should be silver and gold band like the top here, which is interesting. There's also two holes, one on the dome and one on the footplate, which I would like to know what are those for. If you know, leave me in the comment section. Also, the coupling hook is actually noticeably different compared to the other Thomas & Friends range models. This one doesn't have a spring in the hook part, but it does have a screw. Other than that, this model is pretty standard and pretty basic. It's a very old tooling that they use for this model. I believe they use the Bachmann Jupiter molding for this engine, so it has a lot to be desired. But other than that, the model is pretty decent. Let's run him and see what it's like. Running wise, he runs pretty quietly and pretty smooth. I'm actually very impressed. Here's a size comparison between him and some of the Thomas & Friends characters here. As you can see, he is very small compared to the other engines. I believe this has to do with the fact that this model is HO scale and these models in the Thomas & Friends range are 00 scale, or the actual basis is actually this small. I'm not sure. But as you can see here, his funnel helps him be almost as big as the other engines. But other than that, the engine is pretty small. Overall, I give this model 2.5 out of 5 stars. The model has great detailing and actually has a great working headlight and actually runs very smooth. But it's mainly just a recolor of an already existing model that they have already in their range. If you want this model, I do recommend getting him soon, mainly because it is a limited production thing, as Bachmann has stated. So if you want one of these models, I recommend getting him while you still can. But overall, it's not a bad model by any means. Alright, that's it from me. Thank you all for watching, everybody, and as always, please take care of yourselves and each other. Bye!